All right, let's jump right to it. So, this is from The Power of I Am by David Allen. If you wish to control and direct the forces you possess, right? And I'm going to change up the wording a little bit to help myself and you guys understand it a little from a different perspective. If you wish to control and direct the forces you possess, or the force that you are, because you are the force, you must act from the throne of your being. All right? You must identify from the throne of your being, so to speak. Or, in other words, from the conscious point in your mental world wherein all power of control, direction, and initiative proceeds. So you must identify as I am, or consciousness, or awareness. That's what we truly are. That's what you truly are. And this point of action, all right, this point of identity, this point of identifying yourself is the center of the I am. It is the I am, your consciousness. I mean, you are I am. You are consciousness. You are pure awareness, right? I am. You must identify, or you must act not as a body, right? Because you are not the body. Not as a personality. You are not a personality. Not as a mind. All right? So they're letting us know that which we already know. You are not the body. You are not the personality. You are not the mind. You are I am. And the more fully you recognize the lofty position of the I am, what you truly are, of yourself, right? The greater becomes your power to control. You are already controlling. You just are unaware. You're not conscious of what you are doing. So now we are waking up, becoming conscious of what we truly are, which is consciousness, pure awareness, right? So the greater, okay, so where am I? The greater becomes your power to control and direct all other things that you may possess, right? You possess everything because you are consciousness. You are awareness. Nothing can exist without you. Think about this. Nothing can exist without consciousness, without an observer. No one, nothing, life can exist without consciousness. So in other words, you are life. You are existence itself. In brief, whenever you think or act, you should feel that you stand with the I am. So whenever you think or act, you must now become aware that you identify with consciousness. Be consciously identify with your true nature, which is consciousness, which is awareness. When you act and you're doing things, and when you're thinking, when you are in your mind, make sure you are doing it now from the identity of your highest, truest self, which is consciousness, awareness, I amness, right? In brief, whenever you think or act, you should feel that you stand with the I am at the apex of mentality, on the very heights of your existence. All right? Once again, I already said, you are existence. Nothing exists without you. You are reality. You are life. Okay? I am at the apex of mentality on the very heights of your existence. And you should, at the same time, realize this I am is you, right? So you are consciousness itself, the supreme you, not your personality, not the body, not the mind. The more you practice these methods, the more you lift yourself up above the limitations of mind and body into the realization of your own true position. So what are the methods? Really, the method is to identify yourself as consciousness, as pure awareness, right? That's the method. What are you self-identifying with? You are no longer self-identifying with the body, the mind, or your personality. When you say I, or when you talking about yourself and you're saying I or me or my, you now know that I, me, or my, or whatever word you're using, that's consciousness. You identifying as consciousness, not as a body, not as a mind, not as a personality. All right? So, into the realization of your own true position as a masterful individuality. In fact, you place yourself where you belong, right? When you identify with consciousness, what you truly are, you place yourself where you belong, which is over and above everything in your organized existence. All right? So it's telling us what we truly are is existence itself, is reality itself. And we are above everything. Everything. There is nothing on the outside. There is no other, right? So when you're thinking about something, you think about a person, you are doing that. If you think a person doesn't like you or they're going to be mean to you, then who's doing that? You are, in your mind, right? Or in your awareness, in your observation, in your consciousness. So, and I go back to this guy, Eric, from The Power of I Am. He's on YouTube. He always says, when you think of something, immediately describe it as how you would like it to be. Because when you describe something and you think about something the way you don't want it to be, you are either consciously or unconsciously selecting that. And that selection of what you are doing in your mind or in your awareness, in your consciousness, you must experience, because you are the one. You are the source. You are the power. You are all that is. There is no other. Right? On its deepest level, what the masters are saying, there is no other. It all reflects and comes from you. So see it the way you wish to see it. Consciously begin these methods by identifying yourself as pure awareness. Right? When you say I, you now identify as consciousness. I amness, awareness. You don't identify as the body, the personality, or the mind. Because these things, the body, the mind, or the personality, could not be without that which you truly are. Nothing exists without you. Nothing exists without awareness. Nothing exists without consciousness. There is nothing without you. All right? So no matter what, disregard or learn to detach from the 3D and realize what you truly are and see things the way you wish to see them. because the cause is your awareness, your consciousness, what you are seeing and saying to yourself consciously and unconsciously. And the effect is what you get in the 3D, all right? So remember, whatever you do, identify as awareness, and you will have more conscious control, because you always have control. You just don't realize it. You think things are happening to you when you are actually doing them to yourself, either knowingly or unknowingly. So now, and this takes practice, I'm practicing these things. See things the way you wish to see them. Because the only way the only way you are doing things is in your consciousness. I always also like the phrase that Eric says, who told you that? Like if it's something negative, who told you? You are telling yourself. And therefore you telling yourself, you must experience that. So tell yourself the good things. If you say, oh, I don't have enough money, you're doing that. You're telling yourself you don't have enough money. You are the power selecting that, and that's what you experience. Now begin to tell yourself, regardless, I am money. Because money can't even exist without who we truly are, right? You are all that is. I am all that is. I am all there is. So even with money or anything, when you make that statement, I am all that is, when you recenter yourself and come to your true identity, then you got to know you are all the money there is. Because without you, an observer, a consciousness, an awareness, there would be no money. Period. Nothing exists without you. Think about it. That's it.